Alright, welcome, man. Once again, y'all are back. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Real talk, no spoilers. You know, you see we got a bigger panel tonight. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Jon Tha Joker, I'm hosting. I got my man D. Got my man 100%. Got my man Dillinger. And we got Fast Money in here. And
Fast Money.
You already know what it is tonight.
Everything for sale coming soon.
Everything for sale coming soon.
Shout out
we got
to
multiple businesses, man. Off top, you know what it is. We're about to, of course, go into the movie X-Men Days of Future Past. This right here is going to be basically all spoilers. I know it's called Real Talk No Spoilers, but as y'all watched before, we pretty much going to spoil the hell out of it. So if y'all haven't seen it, stop right now, pause it, turn it off, go watch it, come right back, and we'll go from there. And like I said, like last time, we're going to start it off basically by giving the movie a grade, tell where we saw it, and just pretty much summing it up in one sentence, and we're going to go around the room. Remember, it's going to be A+ through F-. So we're going to start pretty much with my man D.
All right.
Grade you give it, homie?
Man, I give it an A. Give it an A. Solid A, man.
Hey, today it's been out for a few days. When you go see it? Whatever.
Seen it Thursday at midnight.
Oh, first time.
Yeah.
First
time.
It's
fresh.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so you gave it an A, man. If you could sum, Days of Future Past up in one sentence, bro.
I do it even better, man. I sum it up in one word. I'm gonna say redemption for me. Yeah, I took that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was to me. They redeemed the franchise to me. So.
Hey, that's 100% right there, man. So let's say
I was talking to him earlier, and he stole that.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
All right, so this your time. Let them know what you gave it.
Man, I gave it an A+. You know what I'm saying? And I rarely do that. I really do that with a movie. Like I said, it restored my faith in just my childhood, like. Just everything that every childhood cartoon I watched, it restored it, man. X-Men.
So if you could sum it up in one sentence, you got a sentence for it?
Great.
One word. Hey, we sticking to one word, obviously, man. That's what it's doing. All right, we're going over to D, man. What you feel, man? Dillinger, man.
I give it an A. Give it an A.
All right,
I seen no more today, and so far, I mean, the director had a different outlook into the comic book, so it kind of, like you said, went to the childhood, man. So I really dig it. So yeah, I give it an A and a solid.
All right, man. If you were able to sum it up in one word, your experience, or in one sentence, what would you give? Excellent. What are we sticking with it? All right, here we go, man. Let's stay consistent. Fast Money over here, you know what I'm saying? Let us know what you gave it, bro.
So, no, man, I'm like Hunit, man. I'm gonna give it an A+, man. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Cut above the rest. I really enjoyed myself when I went to see it. I seen it that Friday. I ain't go see it Thursdays. Went and seen it that Friday. Really enjoyed myself.
Definitely. If you was able to sum it up, one word. I know you said incredible, but one sentence, one word.
I would say refreshing. Because I was refreshed by how they just touched on every subject and went back and made it better than it could have been. I felt like I seen it for the first time. So
that's what's up. Well, that's what it is. Even myself. I went to go see it Saturday morning, actually Sunday morning, by myself. And honestly, I want to say I gave it an A. I gave it an A. I know a lot of A+ got thrown around, but you hear there's no A- here. So if you average that out, really it's A+.
How did you give it an A?
We're about to go into that. So now,
A+.
if I was to sum it up in one word or one sentence, I would say the best X-Men movie. The best X-Men movie. Period. So all right, with that said, let's get into it. What I want to do is I want to start off by basically, I know everybody loved the movie, everybody loved it, but I want to start off, really with what you love so much about it. Let's go with that aspect, and what you hated so much about it, what you didn't like. So we're gonna start off with Dillinger. Give us what you liked about it the most, and what you didn't like about it. Oh, not Dillinger. D. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All the D's, all right? I know you're gonna start
Dillinger. We're gonna keep it in line. So
okay,
D, man, tell us what you liked about it the most, what you hated about it the most.
You know what, man? I liked everything about it. I really can't say too much what I didn't like. You know what I mean?
Favorite scene, at least.
Favorite scene, I would say. Favorite scene, man. There's so many of them. Let me see.
Everybody gonna have the same favorite.
Right. I mean, I guess it was just the whole fight scene with the Sentinels. I think I like that.
Okay.
That was probably the best part.
Which fight scene with the Sentinels? There's multiples.
I mean, the first one.
When they first came on,
right. That's when they got me.
Introduction to the Sentinels.
Right. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
That was crazy.
It was crazy.
How about worst part of the movie? What you wish they could have changed or something like that?
I wish they get explain some unanswered question from previous X-Men, like with Xavier. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's different stuff like that I'm still questioning on. So that's the only thing I can think of they could have done differently to me.
A lot more questions.
A lot more questions, man.
100%, man. Let us know what you like most about it, favorite scene out there, or what you hate worse. You know, maybe a worse scene or something. So.
Okay, well, if you give something an A+, you know, it's gonna be hard to find something that you hate from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really a nitpicker. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I loved it, man, and you know, basically everything they were doing with the time and everything. Like it was just too on point for me to even pinpoint it. It just slipped by my head. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how you want a movie to do. You don't want it. You don't want to be like, oh, nah, they can't go back in time because he will be still alive.
Yeah, so you don't want to question why the movie's going. You know,
yeah, they had it. But man, my favorite scene, you know what I'm saying, is the Quicksilver scene. You know what I'm saying? Where, because I watched it in 3D. You know what I'm saying?
Who I watched in 3D? Anybody? Who I watched in 3D?
I did.
I watched it in 3D. 100% watched it in 3D. No, alright, so
yeah, I watched it in 3D and I never loved 3D. Like I had made it a vow in my life to not watch 3D. And then they accidentally gave me a 3D ticket. I'm like, damn, I want a 3D ticket, but I was like, it's early, I ain't trying to be here all night, so I went and watched it. And man, I was amazed at how that scene with Quicksilver when he was, you know, in the Pentagon. At that scene, I was amazed at how that looked in 3D. I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah. All right, well, hey, you heard of no negatives. That's what he had, no negatives. Dillinger, man, best thing you liked about it, worst thing.
Honestly, the best thing I like about it is how they show Magneto and Charles Xavier actually young again, like they did on the other X-Men First Class. I like that. The only drawback I had is with two characters. This with Colossus and Bishop. That's I wasn't.
It's their only characters.
The two characters, man. I didn't like how they did the role with them. You know what I'm saying? It was too soon. I feel like they died out too early.
Definitely. We'll touch base on that. Fast Money, man. Let's know what you most likely hated.
Well, like I said, it's hard to find fault in any of the parts, but I had to say one of my favorite parts was being the Quicksilver scene also. But before, even since Hunit said that, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Magneto scene where he interlocked Wolverine with all that barbed wire and then tossed him across the. That was a great scene because at that point, I was like, what's finna happen? Right. You knew something was gonna happen, but you didn't know if it was gonna be good or bad because he was the only one that could change the actual what was going on in that time, and the fact that he was completely removed, so you didn't know what was gonna happen next. And what I could say I actually hated was Warpath. He just had no reason to like even exist. Like they could.
Warpath is the Indian.
The Indians.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that. That's how bad it is. I didn't know who he was.
Bro, you could have put
anybody.
You could have put
But Warpath, he can see like 10 miles ahead.
Yeah, but that's not a power. That's
you're right. You could have had Spider-Man in there.
He was a lookout, bro. He was a lookout.
That's what he was.
They're coming. They're coming. How did he survive doing all with the signals? How did he survive? Like, out of everybody else that could have done it.
Because he could see, I guess. He had 20/20 vision.
Warpath was a hater. All right, man. I have to say, on my end, you know, what I love most, honestly, I love the way they fixed the Cyclops Jean Grey storyline. I love them going through and fixing that because I felt that Part 3 X-Men Last Stand, that was a mistake to ever kill off Cyclops. I don't know how Professor Xavier came back. We got to touch on that, but I hate that they even killed them off. And those are two main important characters that she never got killed off in the first place. So for Wolverine to go back and make it make sense, for it to go back with Professor Xavier, you know, telling his younger self and Wolverine, the younger Professor Xavier seeing what's going to happen to Cyclops, Jean Grey, and being able to prevent that, that makes total sense to be able to, you know, change what's going to happen to them in the future as far as, you know, going forward. And I would say the worst thing that I felt about the movie was honestly since I'm such a big Wolverine fan, that he didn't get to use his actual metal claws at all, except for thrashing in the sleep. That's the only thing he really got to use them for, and I'm a real big Wolverine metal claws fan. You know, I thought they were gonna give us a lot of that, but we actually got none of that. But it still worked though. But that was the thing that I was like, I wish I could have solved. But that's a very small complaint. So let's start with the director of Bryan Singer and you know, him making the movie again, and what you felt like he did. I mean, if he did it right, he did it justice, or if it should have been somebody else. D, what you feel?
Oh yeah, I think he definitely did it justice. I couldn't even. I mean, it could be. Pick a whole bunch of other directors I would have picked that did do it, but I think he did an alright job.
Definitely. I think he did an incredible job. You know what I'm saying? Just bringing back, keeping the integrity of a beloved cartoon / comic book, and just making it just realistic. You know what I'm saying? And then just moving it in with the time how he did it. I think he did an awesome job. I think he was the most, you know, strategic and the one who put the most thought into it.
Because he is a fan. He is a fan. He always said that from X-Men 1 to 2, he wanted to make it right, and if he couldn't do it, he wanted. That's why he really put out a part 3.
Okay.
He went to go make Superman. You know what I'm saying? But
you can tell when he put his heart in it. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell it. And that's I love like
that's what it is. Bryan Singer choices do it.
I think it's good that he did it because Brett Ratner butchered. I'm gonna be real. When he butchered all 3 X-Men.
Who directed Wolverine Origins?
One was tight though.
One was alright, but just to me, it was alright.
Yeah.
But the last 2,
One was a great.
I didn't dig it. Because, I mean, you killed off a kind of character in Cyclops. Off the top. First muscle you got.
Like, Phoenix just came out of nowhere. My soul was so happy to see him blast his eyes, but then
I'm not a Cyclops fan.
I'm a Cyclops fan, man.
Cyclops is a douchebag.
No.
Cyclops is good.
We don't really wear glasses like.
Alright. Because I'm gonna touch base on that in 1 second. What'd you feel about Bryan Singer?
Man, he did an excellent job. I don't know what clown they had doing it before, but yeah, man, he really, you know, I don't really stay in tune with what director does what, but you know, I can definitely tell the difference. Because like, this could have really killed the franchise. I mean, if they wouldn't have got it right with this one, it would have been over. They had to wait 5 years to do it over again.
Now, really, I feel that First Class, the reason the First Class did so well, that's why they made this one. Like,
yeah,
First Class did so well. So what I want to do is
He stopped directing that?
Nah, he didn't. But
he seen that was a quality movie. They're like, and that was greenlit the next one. Mm-hmm. But with that said, before I go into this next question, I want to know what everyone's history with the X-Men is. Whether comic books, cartoon, how much do you know?
Okay, mine is more cartoon. I wasn't, you know.
Which cartoons? The new ones on Nickelodeon?
No.
Not Wolverine X-Men.
No. You know what I'm saying? Baby. You know what I'm saying? No.
There's no about video games. There's no.
Oh yeah, you know, I video games. I played every X-Men that if they was included in a video game, I played it.
But the cartoons,
the
90s cartoons.
Is a 90s cartoon. That's where I learned it.
All right.
Yeah, me too. The 90s cartoons, a little bit of the comic books. Just, you know, that's basically just waking up every Saturday morning. You know, when you wake up for cartoons, that's when X-Men was killing, man. The storylines are like mini dramas. You know what I'm saying?
Ongoing. That's what you gotta like about it.
They used to be the ongoing stuff. What about you, Dillinger?
Well, you know, I can go on with this.
Yeah.
I can start from the old cartoon. People don't know that it was a short-lived cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
And so it was a short-lived.
Old
89. I want to say 89, where Wolverine had the brown and yellow.
Yeah, there was a cartoon of that. Oh my God, that stuff! It looked like G.I. Joe. Go watch on YouTube.
Man.
It looked like G.I. Joe. Yeah, YouTube.
I go back to the Uncanny X-Men. I go to the Astonishing X-Men. I go to the comic books. I go to the Marvel vs. Capcom and X-Men Genesis game, Clone Wars. I go here.
Okay, yeah. So you very well versed.
All
right, so we're gonna have Brian sit down with him later on or something, man. What's your history on fast?
What started me on the X-Men was the 4 joystick.
Man, arcade game.
Dazzler, Colossus,
Nightcrawler,
Storm, and Wolverine, and Cyclops.
Mine was in Chuck E. Cheese. I already know
Man,
what it was.
when I played-
Showbiz, actually. My bad.
Showbiz.
Showbiz. Yeah.
Before Chuck E. Cheese kid was Showbiz.
Showbiz.
When I played that, I was like, what is this?
And Wolverine had the brand. And
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, who are these people? Cyclops didn't even show his hair. He had a cap on.
Yeah, Capo, yeah.
I was like, man, I have to. And after that, I was always fascinated with it.
You know, let me throw this
All right.
also in there. You know what? I also was into a little bit of the comic books. I think the first comic book I bought of X-Men was the Cable when that whole
Simon. Simon Cable, yeah.
So that's what really was like, okay, I like that. But that was pretty much the end of it. But
All right,
that's
well,
what I got
like I said earlier, I didn't get to speak on the director, whatever. I love Bryan Singer as a director of the movie. I feel like he did justice on the first one, the second one, and there was no one else to do it but the next one. Is Bryan Singer, and he should actually do the rest of them. Period. I mean, he's a true fan, and of course, my history with the X-Men is also, like you said, the '90s cartoons, and I read the comics, I played the game. Children of Adam, one of my favorite games.
Man.
But I just grew from that, and of course I wasn't Showbiz Planet, but I didn't fall in love with it like that back then because Turtles was out.
Yes.
I like Turtles a little more, but still X-Men it came in a close second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
In
what made me.
The Simpsons,
Yeah,
and Turtles, then X-Men. But that's how we get to it.
X-Men.
No, but I'm just saying with the four-player, I was too young. I'm born '80.
But I'm gonna tell you what made me. I'm gonna tell you what made me, because Colossus, you picking me. Oh,
Soundtrack wise, perfect.
And bro, I was like, every time I pick him, and them two buttons jump in the tank.
That's what it is.
And I couldn't tell you, couldn't do it no more.
Yeah, today, what my power is it?
And I was like, but it disappointed me when I looked at and he didn't really have that power. I was like, well,
man, that's we got
anything.
We got to get on Colossus, yeah, because they shafted Colossus since that game. They did like hellified, no kind of. But anyway, so with that said, now that you know everybody's backstory, I want to see what y'all feel about basically the way they took it with the storyline. Why they used it? Was this the right storyline to do? There's multiple other Omega Red. They could have redid Phoenix. They could have did so much more with Cable or anybody else. Apocalypse. They could have did so much more, but they chose this one. Tell me what you feel about the storyline and how they used it. How effective was it for you?
Okay, I think it picked the perfect storyline. Like I said, it helped bring back Cyclops and Jean. So I thought it was a perfect storyline to explain it and bring those characters back so we can have them the next, movie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a perfect storyline. Helped explain a lot for me.
For sure. What you feel about
Yeah, I think, man, especially when you go back in time, man, that is awesome, man. You go back in time, then you go to the future.
Yeah.
Oh man, then you put that in one movie, then you put like the younger you, and then the dude who played Xavier, man, was a great actor.
James McAvoy.
Yes.
Man, great actor. Even
Michael Fassbender, Magneto.
even Magneto, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, even Ian McKellen, man.
Yeah, that boy Gandalf.
Yeah, we're gonna get into all that too. And also, if y'all didn't know, man, the director Bryan Singer, he actually went to James Cameron to get history. I mean, how time travel works, because he directed Terminator 2 and 1, and he made it make sense perfectly about time effects and what changes. So he had to consult him before he made this movie with the script.
Wow.
So if y'all didn't know that, look into that. But
Wow.
definitely research. Yeah. What do you feel about the storyline? This storyline they're using at this time for this movie.
It was the right time because they already went to the Phoenix and everything, so it's like bring it back to the future.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, when I touched notes on Bishop and everything, it was pretty cool to see Bishop in the movie for a short time, but it was cool. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, ain't no more they could do that can make it just right. I mean, it was just the right moment, the right time, and I think every fan of X-Men series.
All right, my Colossus man over here. What do you feel about the storyline they use in the future?
I think we all pretty much like you couldn't have. Well, they could have did it without Cyclops, but you couldn't have did it.
Can't do it without Cyclops. Can't have Jean without Cyclops.
But really, you could, without Jean and Cyclops, they pretty much they make up the whole of the team. Plus with Scott and Wolverine, their little rivalry going.
Yeah.
Without that, it doesn't give it that.
Yeah. With that said, let's talk about the characters and how they were used in this movie, because that's a very big thing. I hear like a lot of people basically up here talking about who they didn't like to use. Who was your favorite character in the movie? who was your least favorite, and what characters would you have liked to have seen, or they should have used, or X-nay? Go ahead.
Okay. Man, what character I like? I guess it would be just the main character. I like Wolverine's whole part. I'm happy that they used him to bring him back. So I guess that would be the main character I thought they did well with. But do more with. I mean, I guess like they said, what's his name? I like what's Sunspot? I wish they would have used him a little bit more. I mean, it was. I just want to see what they could do with him, because at first I think, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? I had to actually go back and look and see who it was, because I didn't know. So I was like, who the hell is that dude? So now I know who he is. Now I wish I would have seen more of him, because his powers was, the Sentinels was like nothing. It's like this.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Hunit, man. Favorite characters, least favorite.
My favorite character is Xavier. Yeah, that's my favorite character, just for the simple fact that he had the gift of, the psychic abilities, and, you know what I'm saying, how he can, just read everybody's mind and all that, man. I really think that stuff is true. I really think that stuff is in us. So that's why I really identify with him, because, you know what I'm saying, just walking in God, I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that, man, through my Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there was a scene in there that he was jumping from.
Jesus blood.
He was jumping from person to person in the airport.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to convince the girl to not do this wrongful act that it's not gonna change.
And that's how God be talking through people. Sometimes you run into a random person, you hear something that you needed to hear, and it's like we all got that gift, we all got that power, man, and it's within us. You know what I'm saying? And he, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, when he put on his helmet, he's like, I ain't worked this muscle in a long time. The brain is one of the biggest muscles we have, man, that we can use. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. With that said, I know you, of course, probably feel like a lot of characters shouldn't have been in it, but is there anybody you just didn't like or would have rather have seen?
Mystique.
You didn't like Mystique?
Nah, I didn't like Mystique for the simple fact.
What? The actor or the Mystique or the actor?
I didn't don't get it wrong. I like Mystique. I like how she was implanted in. She didn't really take away from, but she was my least favorite one. I don't know why. It's just
like the most time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, she was
least favorite got the most time in the movie almost.
Yeah, she was just my least favorite one. I just felt like she just kept doing like stupid ass stuff. Like I don't know. It's just like
like why? What's your real motivation, Mystique? Like
I mean, she saved the movie. She saved the movie at the end, but it's like I don't like her looking young. I like the looking old.
That's one thing I do agree with. I don't like old girl from Hunger Games playing Mystique. She just don't look like the Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, she's right. She's beautiful, but she don't look like she's doing all that acrobatics. She doesn't even look the type of
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, I don't think Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she's beautiful, but not Mystique.
I loved it in Hunger Games, though.
Okay, let that be known. Dillinger, man, favorite character, least favorite, who you think should have been in it?
You're always my favorite, man. My least favorite is the Sentinels. Man, like how they...
The Sentinels. The future ones or the 80 ones?
The 80 ones I did. The 70 ones I did.
But you know, that was the special. They had to evolve a little bit.
I mean, I don't like it, man. So, it reminded me of some humanoid stuff.
Yeah, so you want to see the Sentinels like an X-Men Last Stand?
Back in the if you gonna take it back to the cartoon, they were still the same.
Yeah. But you know they did make sense of it.
Yeah, and X-Men Last Stand, Wolverine cut one of their heads off, and it was an actual Italian Sentinel. I would have loved to have seen that.
I want to see the original Sentinel back.
I would love.
I mean, they advanced because Master Mode advanced them.
Yeah.
But people forget about Master Mode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what people say, that's more advanced than Sentinels. That's why they was up to live so long. That's one thing.
I thought they just made so many of them. That's why they were so overwhelming. Because Master Mode just kept making it. Yeah. And there's you can only fight so many of them as.
Exactly. That's something I wanted. I didn't want to know.
All right. So
now here's what
I like. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't. No.
I'm gonna play off that now. What I didn't like from in the comic book, how do you get a Sentinel that actually killed Wolverine? In the comic book, a Sentinel actually killed Wolverine. That hurt.
A Sentinel did that?
They just blowed his skin off.
Oh yeah.
They just blowed out his body away. All that was left was his skeleton. That's how they killed him.
It's just it's comic book.
Yeah.
I can't.
Magneto killed him too in the comic book, but which I didn't get either. But
he didn't kill them, but he
suppressed him.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah, my least favorite character. Man, I don't have a favorite character. My favorite character wasn't in the movie. I like villains. I'm a villain.
So you like
I would've
you
liked
like the midget Trask, the guy from. He was a villain. Villain.
Nah, they didn't have no villain for you. You know, I'm like Mr. Sinister. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something like something like that.
So you don't want to see actual robots.
I don't want to see no robot. I don't want to see him fight no robot. That's why I don't like none of the Iron Man movies. He fighting technology.
Yeah.
Everybody else fights supernatural beings, and he fighting
robots.
I think they try to keep it within the realm of
Mandarin. But even
we're not going to. Yeah.
But and my least favorite character was Warpath.
Warpath. Explain to the people who don't know who Warpath is. Explain to who
Warpath is an Indian who can see really far away, and he has agility.
Right, he's got binocular eyes.
And he has strength.
80 vision.
He has that 1,000 focal.
He has over a little bit more strength than the average human. And he's good with a knife. Like that's not a mutant power. You just a good wrestler.
He has a good bird.
He's like Forrest, but different.
Right. You know what
They call him.
He's a perfect lookout.
Yeah,
He's a lookout guy.
He's worse than Aquaman.
Yeah.
He got to say
Right.
Aquaman has a little bit of power.
Aquaman has more power.
He's a Superman under the water.
I respect the Indian in DC more than Warpath. At least he can grow.
Yeah, right. He can grow. Yeah.
You got a real power. Yeah, but Warpath is terrible. I don't even know why he's in there. They could have easily put anybody in there. They could have put
fly, but they didn't even. They
probably show a lot of people mutant powers.
Yeah, they could have put Dazzler. They could have put Psylocke. They could have put. They would have
focus on
Banshee or something.
They killed Banshee.
Well, I would say this. I definitely like, as far as the character wise, I definitely love Hugh Jackman in this one. He did great, and also love Michael Fassbender's playing Magneto. I just love him playing Magneto. But I love the introduction. I like when they introduce characters. I love the introduction of Quicksilver. I feel like his introduction was done right. Whether it's just for a small part, I don't know why he didn't stay with him. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it was done right for the little moment we saw him. I love that, putting him in there. Least favorite, it was when I first walked out. It was Beast, but then after I started thinking about the movie, I'm like, I definitely understand. He was just helping Xavier, and he didn't want to be a mutant. He didn't want to be Beast. And that's why he kept suppressing. Even then, he went to go suppress his mutant power, and he wanted to keep Professor Xavier suppressed. I guess he was hating on mutants.
Beast Mode.
Because he was trying to make up the reason. Oh well, if he's doing it,
I kind of.
President not here anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You did it. You the drug dealer.
Why was he? Why was he shooting up? He
said he didn't like the pain of, all the pain. That really messed
the vision.
As the Les came back, the voices went away, and he liked it, man.
He was human.
I gotta say, I didn't really like Storm because I always feel like Halle Berry's such a good actress, and they give her release to doing these movies, and this, I'm like,
you know what it is?
This is her chance to do more with less, because I hate when they gave her so much power in
she's the most
X3
too.
Yeah,
you know what's
she's the most powerful. Like,
you know what the
problem
is? You know what her problem is?
What is her problem,
It's
bro?
the hair.
It kept going shorter, bro, and I thought
It
she
gets
was going
shorter and shorter, bro.
Maybe, yeah.
In the cartoons and in the comics, she has long, luxurious hair.
White.
White. And then now she has like the short spike.
And also her accent gets more American. If you ever watch part 1, X-Men, she speaks with African accent. And then slowly start taking it back to where she's like, look, Wolverine.
Right.
Like, they just took that away from her.
And for those who...
So did any of y'all feel bad when she died? Like, did y'all
feel bad.
Nah, I knew she was coming back.
I know you knew everybody was back, but
future.
even like I felt bad when Colossus got killed. But like when Storm got killed, I was like, okay, bro.
I felt bad when her powers
Iceman
were not enough to destroy those ships.
Yeah, I'm
Are
like,
you serious?
You just blew some wind. I mean, like you just
That's
played a
all
song.
you got is wind.
Like,
you control it.
thunder.
She is an
As a matter of
Omega level mutant.
She agitated the Sentinels. She like, wait a minute, let's get
She has the power.
Bust us up. She go, yeah.
deploy. I'm like, she agitated them. Like,
So she has the complete control over all things elemental, and she could not destroy no ships.
But maybe in the future, natural elements are in prison.
yeah, maybe that's just like,
Maybe.
we know what you're gonna do.
But what were those ships flying on?
I What was Xavier flying on? I mean, he was on like some little thing. Xavier had a little no more wheels, bro.
He always had.
We don't have those though.
What year y'all think that was? Like, what year you think that was? Like,
They didn't say
got
it.
so distant.
Like on the 90s cartoon, like 2012.
2020.
Like exactly. I mean, they were all still alive. Storm looked like it couldn't have been too much longer than X3.
Right.
Should have been maybe not even 10 years.
They said 50 years.
They said 50 years, but
They said 50 years.
They said
50 years.
50 years
2020.
in the future.
Are you serious?
Yes,
They
50
look like
years.
that. Bobby just had a little. Iceman just had a little goatee.
Yeah.
And
50 years.
Kenny Friday Night telepath.
Bro, and the way they killed Iceman,
Magneto
the way they
looked the
was so
oldest.
instantly killing Iceman,
Man, that
bro.
dude is
No, Iceman.
Like Iceman, yeah. I mean, I didn't like the Magneto death. I mean, but I felt like
I
it
didn't
was
like
needed.
Iceman.
I felt it was needed.
Bro, Magneto was killed by something he has total control over.
But I felt that he was old enough to not have control of his powers enough to stop it all.
No.
Because I was really wondering what was Magneto about to go out there and do. And I'm like,
the older
what
they
is he
get, the
about to
more in
do?
touch with their power that they get in the comic book, the older they are, the more
stronger
in
they
touch
are.
with their power they are.
But he moved the stadium.
Magneto was
Bro, he moved the stadium as a young man. Now you telling me as an old man he can't stop.
As an old man, he did move a bridge. He did move a bridge. So I really was wondering, what is he about to go out there and do? Is he gonna stop all? I thought he was gonna stop them all
That's
and
what
make
I
them
thought.
blow.
But he made the ships crash into each other.
No, Storm did that with the wind. Hold on. He just
Was that the wind?
He used
Yeah,
the
that was
ship.
the
He
wind.
used the ship, and then for some reason,
It was a
I guess
gust of wind.
the Storm needed to electrify the.
Wow, there was.
That which doesn't explain why they could adapt to anything.
Yeah, so exactly. Did you like that? Because when one hit him with fire, the other one turned into ice. Like,
Yeah.
so when one when and he adapted to Colossus, like I'll just be Colossus.
I'll
too.
just
be Colossus too. I mean,
Yeah.
and then one had Wolverine's claws. Like, what is that adapted? I mean, why are you adapting
Yeah, that's it.
with the claws? I mean,
I guess if I touch you, I automatically have your power.
Now, other X-Men,
I actually did
they
like
had
the
the
Sentinels,
Sentinels. They had the Sentinels with Wolverine claws.
All right,
Now,
did
the way I
y'all
feel,
like the Sentinels?
I'm-
Y'all like the future Sentinels?
The way I'm,
No, I didn't.
I mean, because who would else been able to do that?
I liked them. I mean, I like the idea of them. I like the
That was
idea of
alright.
adapting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they had power of every mutant that they've ever destroyed.
Because how else would it be dire? Like, how else would it be like, oh, the Sentinels?
Right.
Like,
And
I'm
now
gonna
it's just
believe-
robots. You can just kill them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to believe
I mean,
they're
I
formidable.
wanted them to adapt,
Yeah.
but just keep their original form. But just
Okay,
just
okay, I
a
got
little
what
bit
you're
of
They look like that
because
thing
they
off
have
Thor.
adapted before.
Like they,
You know
like they
what I'm
took
saying?
Thor and made
Right, that big dude
Yeah,
that
the
was
big
on
dude
Thor.
on
Yeah,
Thor, so
yeah,
let's
yeah.
make a bunch of
That's
these.
exactly what they did.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah.
Let's make a bunch of these, and that'll be scary.
See, like Wolverine X-Men, they adapted. You know what I'm saying? In Future
Really?
Past, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They had a little Wolverine dogs and stuff and everything, you know, and attacking people and everything. So,
didn't know that.
and Bishop,
Okay.
he had a dreadlock because he just bald head.
Yeah, now with the Sentinel, you could really see how desperate that they were to survive.
Destroy.
Like, them, man.
Yeah, I did feel that. They felt
Yeah.
like in the Matrix, the machines
Yeah.
were desperate to
Yeah.
survive. I felt like that was Sentinels. Like, we
Yeah,
must-
it's like,
and I
man,
love
how we gonna make it?
I love when Trask explained to Sentinels like how they started messing up. Like first they're targeting all mutants, and they start talking to parents who are gonna have mutant children. Then they start talking to the grandparents who are gonna have regular kids who are gonna have
In
mutant
the-
children.
in the future.
So you can see that being like how how it can mess up.
Yeah.
And Trask, the guy who made him, is no longer there. So I can definitely see how I was gonna go. So all right, with that said, we don't want to go on forever. So now I do want to talk about the closing credits of the movie. Who all stayed for the closing credits?
Everybody.
Everybody. Anybody was about to get up? Was anybody really gonna get up?
No.
No,
Hey,
it
everybody
must be
like
your
Marvel,
first time
always.
watching Marvel. If
Yeah.
you
They
get
don't
up and
surprise
leave.
you every
Some
time.
people get up right before. But anyway, all right. So
I see
They get
leave,
tired
but-
and they be like,
yeah,
oh, I don't
yeah.
want to.
everyone in my theater stayed. Everyone.
Oh no, I seen plenty of
I'm
people.
like,
I seen
nah, people
a lot.
Oh,
A lot. Now
Everyone
I'm thinking like
stayed-
this might be your first movie.
and I didn't even know they were gonna show that. I was like, okay. So
Everything with Marvel, you know,
I didn't know they were going to show that.
all right. So what it is
I didn't. That
towards the end
didn't.
of that, and y'all can chime in. They basically show what is I would call the coming of apocalypse. Is you know, and if y'all know anything about apocalypse, some people didn't know what that was. That was supposed to be the coming of apocalypse. And let's I don't want to go into more details, of course. Let's just talk about what you felt when you saw the end. I don't want to see what you felt when you saw it. I'm telling too much.
All right, you know what? First thing I thought of was like, man, I can't wait for the next one because I'm like, how are they gonna do this story? How
Did
they
you know
gonna-
what you were seeing?
Yeah,
in the
I
scene?
knew what I was gonna say.
Tell us what were you seeing?
I don't even know his actual name. I know everybody.
No,
here-
Rock.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nada.
Wasn't how was
Nada.
I'm learning.
Okay, so I'm learning too. So you know, I don't know his name like that. So you know, like I say, you seen him on the stage. Everybody. It seemed like what are they worshiping him?
Yeah, they were chanting.
chanting his name.
And
Okay,
you know what they were chanting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah,
chanting.
they were chanting
They were chanting. It was I read it. It was
See, I ain't.
they were chanting the first one.
That's what they over and over again. The first,
Okay,
the
see, I didn't
first
know
one,
that.
the first one. He's supposed to be the first mutant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is the first mutant.
Yeah, he is the first mutant. 5,000 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five something.
5,000 years? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so and he was pretty much, I guess he was building the pyramids, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, this gonna be
Interesting.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm just
Oh,
All right.
yeah, when I seen it, it made me. I'm like, oh, this is how the pyramids were built.
That makes sense.
right, y'all know that's how they did.
I know, like, look, they act like it took 1,000 years to build a pyramid.
Right,
No, they know it took a couple
This
of
fool did
Well,
the whole
you
time.
know, in the movie they did use historical facts. You know, they had Nixon and all that in there.
Yeah,
So,
they
hey,
did.
you know,
Use that. We'll talk about that.
It made me feel like it was real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that's gonna be a deep movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So definitely, man. Definitely. Dillinger, man.
Okay, when I seen Apocalypse, when he just shift the pyramid and people praising him and everything, I said, I already knew who it was from the beginning. And then when they showed the 4 horsemen coming through the desert, I said, I knew it. So I screamed out, that's Apocalypse. And everybody looked at me like, yeah, I did it. Yes, I scored everything. I'm sorry.
they didn't know they didn't even be in the movie, man.
Yeah.
They didn't know that was a Apocalypse.
Yeah, they didn't know they didn't even be in the
And
movie.
so you
There's
can
no
tell
spoilers.
because it's in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? He's built pyramids. I mean,
Yeah, if you know anything about the cartoon, like we all know about it, that's it.
One thing, what more can you say?
Yeah, you watched that.
Man, I was as excited as when I seen Thanos at the end of the Avengers, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Thanos was though. But anyway,
You know who Thanos?
no, I knew him, but I knew like Galactus more. I had to go like I only knew Thanos from just one. But anyway, I had to go read on him afterwards.
The power.
The
But
gym.
yeah, but
Yeah.
He was crunk.
yeah, man. When I seen Apocalypse, I mean that's the only person they could be. Who they gonna? I mean, you don't want to see him on Genosha fighting. I mean,
Yeah.
the only people they could be fighting. I mean, you don't want to see him. That's the only person they could be
Yeah,
fighting.
really. That's the only other.
Yeah.
And the fact that they went in that direction
It's
is
good.
Is good because
Yeah, it's a challenge.
But if I mean, you can make this an awesome, great movie, or you can mess it up real bad.
yeah. You can
Because all they got to do is not put Archangel in there,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and they'll mess it up.